What's up, guys? It's Rantium here, and today we are back in Skyrim. And that's right, you guys, and no snap, it's gonna be an awesome freaking day. So guys, welcome back, and happy Friday. So today you find me on the riverbanks of Riverwood in my skivvies, just kind of standing here out in nature, taking a look at this, the Destiny 2 armor and weapons. Now, before you click off, I know it sounds ridiculous. Destiny 2 in Skyrim is almost as absurd as Star Wars within Skyrim. However, I was blown away at some of the textures on a lot of these armors and weapons that I just had to go ahead and download this mod. Now, I will go ahead and say the mod itself is gigantic. 611 megabytes is a pretty big ask. It's a pretty tall order for just an armor and weapons mod. But based on the textures and how high resolution a lot of them are, it really does make sense with the cost of how much it costs in storage. So you're going to want to come to Riverwood to find the box of goodies. So Riverwood right here, right down the road from Whiterun. We all pretty much know where Riverwood is at. But you want to come to this big log pile right outside of the mill. You want to find this chest. It's known as the Destiny 2 chest. Now, I have actually gotten pretty into Destiny 2 as of late, and I've put about 150 hours into the game itself, but I have, no idea about a lot of these armors. Some of them I do know about, and a lot of the weapons I know about, but at the same time, I'm not here to give you the lore of Destiny. I'm not here to persuade you to download Destiny. All I'm here to do is to take a look at the armors and weapons within Skyrim. So let's go ahead and just grab everything out of there. And let's throw in a cheap carry weight ring just in case so that we can actually, use this stuff. And let's go ahead and take a look at what these armors look like. So we're going to start off with the weapons first, because the weapons actually showcase what they look like in the menu, but the armors do not. The armors are just kind of the regular vanilla skins, and then as soon as you put them on your body, that's when it shows up. So this weapon is known as a Crude Redemption, a pretty cool looking compound bow. Looks a little bit futuristic to be here in Skyrim, but I assure you there are some swords and bows that look pretty well fitting for Skyrim. Then we have the sword known as Bequest. Now this would be really, really cool if, I could see this in Skyrim as like a dwarven sword or something like that. But it's honestly just a really cool looking sword. Like I said in the beginning, I don't really know where a lot of these come from as far as Destiny 2. I don't know if they're exotics, I don't know if they're legendaries or anything like that, but we're just going to take a look at them just like this. So Black Talon Frostborn releases energy blast with power attacks that deal 30 damage. Now I do like this one mainly because this is actually one of the swords that I use, but it's not this bluish kind of whitish color. In fact, it's this sword right here. Now normally it's got like this little purple ball in the blade, but it doesn't look like there's a purple ball this time. It's a white ball. But honestly, a beautiful sword. I could absolutely see this in Skyrim. So what's cool about this sword is it comes in two variants. We have the Frostborn, and then we have the Greatsword version of it, which is kind of nice. Keep in mind, all of the weapons and armors can indeed be tempered. So we also have the Boltcaster, which looks like it's got a giant, soul gem right there. I don't exactly know what that's supposed to be, but it's cool nonetheless. Looks like a big-ass cleaver. So this one also comes with a one-handed and a two-handed version. Now we have the Burning Maul, which is just a regular kind of warhammer. It's a pretty simple hammer, honestly. It's literally just a black hammer. It's kind of cool. Dark Drinker Greatsword looks pretty identical to the Boltcaster, with the exception of the kind of curved, almost scimitar blade, but it's got that same kind of crystal right there. An interesting looking sword. But that one also does come in a two-handed and a one-handed version. Then Dawnblade. This one absolutely looks like something you'd find in Skyrim. It looks like Dawnbreaker. Just a little bit, maybe lower resolution. Not a dig at Destiny, but maybe a bit lower resolution. But it does look really, really cool. It also kind of looks like something you'd find in, Power Rangers or something like that. Then we've got Falling Guillotine. One of the weirdest looking swords, actually, because I have used this sword in Destiny 2. But it looks good. Honestly, right here, it looks really, really good. Definitely out of place when it comes to Skyrim, but still, kind of cool to see it here in Skyrim. And the textures, I'm just really blown away at how high resolution the textures actually are. So then we've got Future Safe 10, which is a beautiful sword. I love all the little nails and bolts that you see throughout it, too. It almost looks like it's electrically charged. Hell, it might be. I don't even know. but that is a nasty looking blade. Then we have the Hammer of Soul, which is a one-handed sword, or a one-handed hammer. Kind of like a little maul, and I love that. I love the eagle's head. Then we have the Honor's Edge one-handed, which is a really, really cool looking red and white sword. Kind of reminds me of what you would see with a scimitar, except this one isn't necessarily curved, but still very pretty. Then the Raise Lighter. I'm sensing a theme with a bunch of these ones. So the Dark Drinker, the Bolt Caster, and then the Raise Lighter. They all have different colored crystals. They look like fish. Am I the only one who sees that crystal looking like a fish? But this one looks really, really cool with a jagged edge on top. But that one comes in a greatsword as well as a one-handed sword. Temptation's Hook. Oh, I remember this sword. So this one is very cool, very scythe-like. Very, very cool. Again, doesn't look like it would really be fit in Skyrim, but if it was all black and it had like a little point curved over at the end, I could absolutely see that. Then there's everyone's favorite sword in Destiny 2, and that's the Lament. This one absolutely does not belong in Skyrim because it's a chainsaw as well. That blue section right there with the teeth, it's a chain blade. Very, very cool weapon, though. I can't believe the Lament is in Skyrim. That's amazing. So that comes in the Greatsword and the one-handed version as well. So I suppose if you've ever wanted to dual-wield Laments, you just gotta go ahead and copy this thing. Then one of the bows that we have is the Whispering Slab, and I really like the way this looks. They're compound bows and they're kind of military-esque bows, so absolutely they really don't look like they belong in Skyrim. But I think out of the bows we've seen so far, this is one that absolutely would fit. But I think this one comes up first with it actually existing in Skyrim. This looks like something Ariel would use, or one of the Snow Elves or something like that. This is called the Wish Ender Bow. Then we have the World Line Zero Greatsword. So it comes in World Zero Timeline one-handed, World Zero Greatsword. Oh, it's this sword, okay. Now this honestly looks like something you'd find in Fallout, honestly. So that's the Greatsword version, and then I imagine this is the same sword, but a one-handed version. Oh, it's a little bit different, too. Whoa. Okay. And then finally, we have the Young Wolf's Howl Greatsword, and the Young Wolf's Howl one-handed sword. And this is just quintessentially Skyrim. Look at this. This is just the simplest greatsword ever. So those are the weapons within this mod, except we are not anywhere close to being done, because we have to take a look at the armor now. And there is a lot of armor to take a look at. So, we're going to take a look at the armor on my person. We'll do a couple little spins around, get my first impressions, and then move on to the next one. So first out of the gate is Brother Vance's robes, and not a damn clue who Brother Vance is, but definitely looks like it would be at home with like the mages, or, you know, the Bard's College or anything like that. This might be something to do with the Osiris stuff, but again, I've never really done the Osiris stuff or anything like that within Destiny, but it's still kind of a cool robe. I could definitely see this being a thing in Skyrim. Then we come to the Celestial Titan, and this is absolutely one that I could see in Skyrim. This is such a cool armor, not only in Destiny 2, but also in Skyrim. This just looks so good. The fact that you can run around with these armors now, and the fact that the mod authors made it possible to be able to run around with these is so cool. So not only do you have the really, really cool helmet and the cool, you know, like the lions or like the bulls on your shoulders, but you've got the dang, what are those, constellations on your, it's called a mark, but on your kind of, your skirt type thing, your little cover down there. And it's a pretty bulky looking armor, but honestly, it looks so good. It looks like if you've ever wanted to roleplay as a bull, this is your armor. That's absolutely your armor. Now this is this is known as Cobra's Vigil armor, but it kind of reminds me of Cobra from like G.I. Joe. Am I the only one getting the G.I. Joe sense from that with the damn like snake helmet? And the little snake's, like, skin coming down the chest piece and down to your crotch area. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks kind of cool, but I would never be caught dead in this. Oh my god, it's kind of silly looking. But this one does have a couple variants, so it's got the helmet right there, and then it has that one right there that takes the head, like, top of the snake off, so now it looks like you're Mega Man. And then it's also got an opened version, but the open version removes your face. So I suppose if you've ever wanted to roleplay as a snake, there you go. So then we come to the Dragonfly Hunter, and this looks like something you'd find in the game Warframe. There's two versions of the helmet. There's the hood up and the hood down. I'm currently wearing the hood down one. But it's a really cool looking thing with the wings on the back. I think the shoes leave a little bit to be desired. They look like pom-poms, kind of, and they look a little bit weird. But all in all, I think it's a cool outfit for the hunter. I think if we go ahead and put up its helmet, it looks better, yeah. Normally, whenever you see hunters on Destiny, they always have the hoods up. So, you know, it kind of fits. But it's a cool little armor set. Okay, so these next three are a little bit silly, in my opinion. This one absolutely is quite silly. This looks like something that like a British captain would wear back in like the 1700s or something, as they command their boat. It's looking a little bit silly, honestly. I like the purple, don't get me wrong, but it clashes with the red, I think, and then the random blue. I imagine this is for a warlock. Possibly, I'm not sure. It might be for a hunter, I'm not sure. But we're not even going to take a look at the hunter hood down, because the hunter hood up... He looks like a caterpillar! What is this armor, dude? He looks so dumb! Oh my god, it looks so silly. Alright, so this one absolutely looks pretty dang silly. Again, not even something I would be caught dead in. So this is the regular Emprian armor with the hunter without the helmet. And then we have Emprian armor with the Titan. Oh god! That's a bulky boy. So it looks like it's got lions on its shoulders. And then it's got lion's claws and a lion kind of skirt back there. Now this one does look pretty cool, but the color palette is all over the place. It's got white, it's got red, it's got yellow, it's got cream, it's got purple, it's got gray, it's got black, it's got blue. Holy Jesus, pick a damn color. Holy crap. But, I mean, I like the constellation theme with the Titans. I think that's really kind of cool. And, I mean, if this was all one color, or it was all complementary colors, it could look really, really cool. Let's see, is there a helmet that comes with this? There is a helmet that comes with this. What's it look like? Oh, great! You can have a sundial on your head. Or an anvil. That does look actually kind of cool, though. Again, it looks like something you'd find in Warframe, though. So this is what's known as the Exile Armor, and this is absolutely the thing with Osiris, because it has the eye in the center of its chest piece. This I like. I could absolutely see this being worn by someone from Hammerfell. Oh, this looks so, so cool. The color palette's really, really nice. The turquoise, the gold, and the nice kind of desert tones, almost. Not to mention, look at what he's got on his left arm there. He's got a little cobra on his knife. That looks so cool. Really cool looking armor for this one. So this is what it looks like with its hood up. That does look really, really cool. Although I think I prefer it with the hood down for the hunter. But there's also an Exile Armor for the Titan. And it looks like it kind of bulks him up a little bit. And then let's take a look at what the helmet looks like for that. Oh, that's cool! Okay, yeah, no, I can dig this. I love this armor set. It looks so deserty. I love it. Although, if I'm honest, it looks like I'm wearing stockings or like fishnet. Looks like I'm wearing fishnet on my legs. So at first I thought my thighs were actually my butt cheeks. But still, that looks really, really cool. I love the helmet. That's so neat. And then finally with the Exile, we have the Warlock outfit. And this absolutely looks really, really cool. I'm not a big fan of the kind of flower sticking off of your left arm right there, or your right, is that left arm right there. Not to mention, I kind of look like a Cylon. Like, if you take a look at my helmet right there, I look like a Cylon. Just paint that red, and I would basically just be a wannabe Cylon. Again, the color palette looks good, but this one just feels a bit busy, honestly, with the whole collar and the necklace around your neck. Overall, I think the Titan one looks the best. Shocker. So then we have the Frost Reach armor for the Warlock, and I do like the way that this one looks. Like I could see this being with like a northern clan, somewhere up towards Winterhold or Dawnstar or something like that. But this person who wears this armor would be like the chieftain of the clan, or the chieftain of the cult, whatever you want to call it. But this is the Frost Reach armor, and I do like it. The color palette's nice with the kind of the blues and the baby blues and the whites. It looks very cold. And then I like the little holographic kind of star that you see there on their left arm. Really, really cool. So here we have the Garden of Salvation Hunter armor with the hood up and the helmet on. And I gotta say, not a big fan of the blue kind of textures within the armor itself. Now, the Garden of Salvation is a raid within Destiny 2, and it's all about the Vex, if I'm not mistaken. The Vex are kind of like they're a robot species. So I think it's supposed to look fairly robotic, although it just kind of looks muddy. in my opinion. I don't know if that's because of the textures themselves, or if it's just kind of supposed to look like that. Definitely not my favorite look for the Hunter. But there is also a Titan, and I think there's also a Warlock, if I'm not mistaken. Just the Titan, actually. So let's take a look at what the Titan one looks like. So this is the Titan armor, and then the Titan helmet. Oh, I know what this armor is. Okay, yes. I've seen this in Destiny 2. So, still, I don't like the blue kind of textures within the armor itself. The helmet's cool, don't get me wrong. I do like that. But I think without the blue, it would probably look a little bit better. But I think it's supposed to look a bit kind of, not roughed up. So this is the armor of the Great Hunt for the Titan, and I like this. I can dig this. I think you might be sensing a theme. You might be able to figure out what class I play in Destiny. Cough, cough, Titan. I like this. The color palette's really, really nice with the dark blue and the white. I think it looks a bit wide with the shoulder pads coming out that far. And I'm not a big fan of the giant kind of doily, or not the doily, but the drape coming down all the way to my feet. And I mean, the helmet, it does look nice, but I think those flaps, those white flaps, need to be like pasted back onto the helmet where my cheeks are at. Because otherwise it just kind of looks like it's falling apart. So this is the Iron Will armor. I imagine, did it say for the Titan? It just says Iron Will armor. So there is an open-faced mask and there's a closed-face mask. But this looks a bit futuristic to be in Skyrim, obviously, because it's from Destiny. But if I'm not mistaken, this is from the Iron Banner. Yes, it's got the wolves down there and it's got the tree on the back. I've never really taken place in the Iron Banner, but I know it's kind of a PvP thing, so that's why I stay the hell away from that. But honestly, I like the color palette. It just looks a bit Halo to me, so probably not the best thing to have here in Skyrim. So this is the Kairos Armor for the Titan, and it looks like it has nipples all over it. I'm just gonna come out and say it looks like it's got nipples on the face, nipples on the side, nipples on the nipples, and it's definitely not my favorite. The color palette looks really, really cool. I like the undergarment, but again, the Titan armor, it tends to be pretty bulky, and so maybe if we took some of those flangey parts off of there, and maybe even a few things out, it might look a little bit better. Plus, the helmet, it doesn't do it any favors. How do you even see out of that thing, unless it's got like a heads-up display or something inside of it? Not my favorite. So this is a Hunter armor, and it's called the Lion's Vigil. And the eyes, they look absolutely just like they're like, I'm very suspicious of you. But I'm not a big fan of the little ears that pop up. They looks like a little cat. It's kind of funny, honestly, but it just embodies everything that I think a hunter is. So it looks like there's a bat on his arm. But I know it's supposed to be a lion, but it does kind of look like it's a bat. I like the cloak. I really like the cloak, actually. It looks really, really nice. Not to mention the cloak does kind of move with the body. But the color palette, not a big fan. Even though orange and blue are definitely complementary colors to each other, I think the orange looks a bit like baby vomit or baby poop. But I like the blue. The blue definitely looks pretty. So then we've got Lord Saladin's armor. And Lord Saladin's armor, I believe Lord Saladin is the, person in charge of the Iron Banner. Considering that there's a tree / wolves on his shoulder pad right there. Not to mention his cloak down on the bottom right-hand corner has the Iron Banner logo on there. This I kind of like. I could absolutely see this from like a bandit chieftain or something like that. Possibly finding, old armor within a dwarven ruin or something. I think it would fit the lore pretty well. It's got leather, it's got, the big metal plates and stuff like that. Not to mention, there's some pretty bulky armors in Skyrim too. But I really actually like this. Plus the fur around the neck really lends to the whole Skyrim kind of Nord feel. So here is the Northlight armor, and this one looks a bit strange. Honestly, the helmet looks like a grunt from Halo. But I do like the blues, I do like the textures of the leather and everything like that, but again, it looks like it's from Warframe. Oh! Phoenix, you've been doing some squats there, buddy? Because you got a dump truck ass. Oh my god, what the heck? Phoenix is looking really nice now. So I definitely like the blues, but those tiny little tusks up there, I think those are probably supposed to be tusks on my helmet. They do look kind of silly. But let's take a look at what the Titan version of the Northlight armor looks like. There's also a Warlock, so we'll take a look at that here in 1 second. But the Northlight armor for the Titan... Oh, now there's the big boy. Holy crap. Not a big fan of the helmet with those little dangly things coming down underneath of the ram horns. But wow, look at that. That is intricate as hell. Definitely not something you'd find in Skyrim, and really not my favorite armor to take a look at. Well, let's see. What does the Warlock look like? Let's see if the Warlock can redeem this. So far, so good. Oh! Now that's a win for the Warlock. I like that. I could see this being worn by somebody practicing necromancy or something like that. Oh, I love the chest piece. That looks so cool. The textures look amazing. And the helmet. Can we just take a second? Looks like Alduin's head. Oh, that's so pretty. So then we've got Osiris's armor, and like I said, I don't really know a whole lot about Osiris, but I know he is a big character in Destiny, and he's got a really cool look to him, honestly, with the cool kind of like flanging feathers up there, and the cool helmet. I could absolutely see this in Skyrim as like a Forsworn chief, or some type of bandit chief or something like that. Cool colors, a little bit ragged if you ask me, but last I checked, Osiris isn't necessarily in the best place. So we have the Prodigal Armor for the Warlock, and I like this. It looks like a nice kind of high-tech leather, and I mean, I could probably see this being worn by like somebody in like a court. I believe this is what Ikora Rey wears. I could be wrong, but Ikora Rey is is the Master Warlock, or / the Warlock person you find at the tower. Too much Destiny, good lord. But I do like the way that this one looks. I like the red and the tan and the cream colors. The color palette looks really nice. The helmet, however, leaves a bit to be desired. I think there's a weird texture in like the actual faceplate of it that I don't really like for that. But overall, a really pretty Warlock armor. So then we have the Pyrrhic armor for the Hunter, and the helmet, definitely not something I like. It's got like tusks on it right there that kind of jut out. So I guess if you ever headbutt someone, headbutt them with your chin. I do like all the inlays of the Osiris kind of golden yellow and stuff like that. It's got some really nice kind of forest green in there as well. Not to mention with the sun setting over there, it makes it look really, really cool. And I like the kind of wings on the back. That looks really, really nice. The helmet absolutely leaves something to be desired. Now I believe you can actually take the helmet off, and you can put that down like that. But let's try it with the hood up, actually. Nope, still looks dumb. Just get rid of the hood. Just get rid of the hood. But let's see what the Titan looks like. The Pyrrhic Dawn Titan, or the Pyrrhic Armor Titan. Ew. This looks like something someone would wear in Solstheim. Absolutely looks like something someone would wear in Solstheim. Almost looks like bone mold. Yeah, definitely not my favorite armor set, that's for sure. I don't like the knee pads, how they're different. Yeah, no, this is just a loss for me. Now this one's kind of cool, the Reverie Dawn Titan. Now if I'm not mistaken, my character on Destiny 2 actually wears those gauntlets, or a type of gauntlet like that. And the helmet I have unlocked, which is cool. But I like the color palette for this. It's kind of like an emerald green with a turquoise and the whites and everything like that. Some of the yellow inlays, I do kind of like that. It's a nice contrast to the other colors. But definitely looks a bit Halo, obviously because Bungie. And looks a bit futuristic for me. If it was like black and or like like all green, like orcish armor, I could definitely see that being a thing. Maybe if we take the helmet off. No, see, it looks like, I don't know, it's weird. It looks like my neck is like stretched up super high. It looks kind of strange. So this is the Righteous Armor for the Hunter, and I got some major wide hips and another dump truck ass. Wonderful. I do love the royal purple, though. That looks amazing on this armor. The cloak and the eye slit right there looks really, really pretty. The purple accents with the black and the white looks really, really, really pretty. Although, again, probably not something I would see here in Skyrim. But still, nice look to it. So then we have the Righteous Titan, and this looks like something straight out of Mass Effect, or Halo, or Destiny, what do you know? Still not a big fan of the big chest piece with the jutting out kind of breastplate right there. Cool color combinations with the kind of navy blue, the purple, the white, and the black. But definitely still not one of my favorite armors. So then we have Saint 14, who is a pretty well-known Titan within the tower and everything like that, within the lore of Destiny. I really like this look. Looks very Centurion-esque. The purple doesn't do it for me, though. If it was like a red or a green or like even a black, I think that would look really, really cool. And not to mention, I could absolutely see this being worn by like an Executioner in Skyrim, or like a Temple Guard, or like a Castle Guard. I think that would look really, really cool. I think with some of the square plates and some of the different armor plates, you could definitely mistake this for a futuristic armor, especially with the helmet, having that kind of light come down its eye, or come down the center of its head. But still, a really, really cool looking armor. Okay, so this is the Scarab armor, but unfortunately the helmet seems to have beheaded me, so that's fine. If you've ever wanted to roleplay as the what is it, the Unheaded Horseman, Something like that. This is the armor to do it. Definitely not digging the zebra stripes down there on my arms and my legs, and it's just a very busy armor. Yeah, no, this one definitely is just a bit busy. Kind of unfortunate that the helmet doesn't exist, but it picked a good one to not work on. Oh, but here's the helmet. Oh, it looks like a scarab, okay. Now that is kind of a cool looking helmet, but still, with the mask open, looks a bit silly. So this is the Sovereign Armor for the Hunter. Looks kind of okay, I guess. Not a big fan of the kind of lace look on the hood and on the cloak, but the color combinations are nice. And it looks like on my right arm I have kind of a hidden little dagger right there, and it does look kind of nice. Not a big fan of the way the armor looks, but the color does look really nice. There's a pattern on the gauntlets that I don't really like, the kind of triangular one. But there's also a Titan and a Warlock for this as well. So we have the Titan Lion and the Warlock Lion. What's the difference between the Titan Lion and the Titan? Okay, so it's a color combination thing. Okay. Well, let's take a look at the Titan Lion as opposed to the regular one. Oh, it's got the Kirak helmet on there. That's kind of cool. Okay, so kind of an orcish almost armor. In fact, why don't we take a look at the regular one? Sovereign helmet, Sovereign Titan. Yeah, I could see this being worn by like an orc or like maybe a red guard. Not a big fan of the big mohawk or the big man bun, or not a man bun, the ponytail coming out of the top of my head. And the shoulders do leave a lot to be desired. They're quite large. They're pretty chunky boys. And then this is the Warlock version of the armor that we just took a look at. I like this one out of the three. I really do like this one. It's got scrolls on his arm. This looks really, really cool. I do like the way this one looks. Again, I'm not a big fan of the chainmail kind of around the waist, but still, does look pretty nice. I like the helmet. So, this is the Tangled Web armor for a Warlock, and honestly, it kind of looks like something I'd find in Anthem. It looks like the... what the hell are they called? I can't actually remember what the hell they're called, but it's a really interesting looking armor. I think I've actually seen this armor in use in Destiny 2. I can't remember, though. I like the asymmetry of the helmet with the kind of weird sticks coming out of their head. It does kind of lend it well, especially with the only the sticks on the band around its left arm. But it does look a bit ragged for me. It looks a bit dirty. I think they could clean it up a little bit. So then we have the Virtuous Armor right here, and it looks very, very similar, if not the same, as one of the last armors that we looked at, which was... yeah, it's basically the same armor. It's just further down in the list of armors that you can have. Might have a bit of a different paint job, but you've got the Hunter one, and then you've also got the Titan one, the Virtuous Armor Titan, with the helmet right there. Ooh! Oh, I like that helmet. Oh my god, it makes me feel like I'm playing Halo or Destiny, and I love it. I love the purples. Okay, but the knee pads have got to go. They're like freaking knee swords. My god, they're like the size of a freaking sword. And then finally there's a Warlock version of it as well. Let's take a look at what that is. Okay, the helmet is it's a bit silly looking. Very tiny knee pads. I like it. That's the size I would go for. Let's just size those down for the Titan. Although I believe this is most likely for a female, judging by the fact that Phoenix now has boobs, and he has his dump truck butt back. So interesting. Maybe this is a female modeled armor? It's possible. I mean, damn, Phoenix, what you packing back there, bro? And then finally we come down to the last three armors. We've got the War Newman armor, which, holy crap. This I could definitely see in Skyrim. Looks like something made out of chitin. What the hell even is this made out of? Is this a hive armor or something else? Or is this something from the last Wish raid? I feel like it might be, because that might be the head of the last Ahamkara, which is a dragon. I'm getting too into the lore of Destiny. And then finally we have Zavala's armor. Now Zavala is the Titan leader, and I just wish that I had the emote that I could do where I just slam my fist onto a table. But Zavala has just these comically oversized pauldrons on his arms. It's just kind of silly. Granted, that's a great thing to have to cover yourself when you walk through a door or something like that. But it does look a little bit silly. So I do believe that is everything that this mod has to offer. However, I didn't go over one thing, and that's somewhere up north, that's the wrong thing. Somewhere up north, there is a hidden Easter egg. I didn't find it because I figured I'd want you guys to find where it's at. There's a hidden Easter egg somewhere up north of a darkness pyramid. It's either one of the small pyramids or it's actually like one of the very large darkness pyramids. But it's somewhere up north. So if you do find it, put it down there in the comment section and I'll pin your comments. So, what did you guys think of this absolutely gargantuan mod? Would you download it? Would you use any of the things that are inside of here? I think I download it just for the weapons themselves because they're beautifully done, and I just love the fact that the lament is in the game. It's kind of funny, honestly. But let me know what you guys are thinking down there in the comment section. I would love to hear what you're thinking about the mod, what you're thinking about the armors, what you're thinking about the weapons, everything like that. But until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next showcase.